Click the bell icon to get latest videos from Ekeeda.
Hello friends, I welcome you all to this video. We are with the chapter of microwave engineering where the microwave transmission lines are being analyzed. We started this chapter with a circuit model having the lumped elements R, L, G and C, and then we have also derived the solutions corresponding to the voltage form and the current form of microwave transmission line equations. So with the knowledge of reflection coefficient, transmission coefficient, standing wave and standing wave ratio, we further had the derivations corresponding to the line impedance and the line admittance here. We have solved few of the sample problems corresponding to the measurement of these parameters, and now in the previous two videos we have been introduced to a very popular method for solving the transmission line problems into the graphical means, that it is nothing but the Smith chart. As in the previous video we have solved problem number 1 with the help of Smith chart. We were provided the value of load impedance and we were asked to determine the first maximum, the first minimum along with the value of standing wave ratio. Now let us have one more problem to practice with Smith chart where the situations are somewhat different, where we are not provided the load impedance but we are asked to determine the value of load impedance. So let us see the details. So here the problem statement is, it starts with a statement: the location of minimum instead of maximum is usually specified because it cannot be determined accurately. We shall definitely justify this statement with the help of the Smith chart. Suppose that the characteristic impedance of the line denoted as capital R suffix 0 is 50 ohms and the SWR rho is equal to 2 when the line is loaded. Now when such a line is shorted, the minima shifts by 0.15 times lambda towards the load. We are asked to determine the load impedance. Along with the problem statement, we are also provided a schematic that explains the microwave transmission line in between the source portion, that it is generator, and the load portion, and the shift when we have the shorting of the transmission line by 0.15 lambda is also shown here. Now, as the statement is, the location of minimum instead of maximum is usually specified because it can be determined accurately, we go to the Smith chart here. So as we know that in the Smith chart we have the scales corresponding to the wavelength towards the generator, towards the load. We have the scale for reflection coefficient in terms of the angular values. We can also get it into the form of transmission coefficient also. We can also have the information of standing wave ratios. Now as we have the different portions of the Smith chart explained, that this is the central line that has the constant resistance values marked as like we have 0, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5. So you can see here that the distance on this horizontal line between 0 to 0.1 has been reduced from 0.1 to 0.2. It is further reduced from 0.2 to 0.3. So this way we have come to this particular point, which is the center of this Smith chart. Next to this center, it is at 1.0. We have 1.2 directly. 1.1 is shown with somewhat light shaded line here. So this way, for the same difference into the numbers, the length has been going on reduce here. Further after 1.0 we come to 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, 5.0. Here we have 10 here, 20, 50 and further we go up to the infinity on this particular line. So we get back to the point where R ranges from 0 to infinity here. So this is the horizontal line that has all these markings. Further, we have also get it cleared that when we have Z in terms of 1 by rho, we obtain V minimum and I maximum also 1 by rho onto the left hand side of the Smith chart. So this is with respect to the center of Smith chart marked at 1.0. Whereas for Z equal to rho, that it is the maximum value, we obtain Vmax corresponding I minimum and rho value onto the right hand side of the Smith chart here. Now we shall be getting back to the problem statement. So here the location of minimum instead of maximum usually specified because it can be determined accurately. So in the minimum, as it is onto the left hand side, we can have a proper distinction between the small values in between 0 to 1.0. But in the same distance, that it is 1.0 up to infinity, I can say here, we cannot mark a distinct point as the value of the r goes on increasing. That is why the statement is made here. The actual given details start from this particular point. So suppose that the characteristic impedance of the line R0 is 50 ohms. This is the first given value. So as it is the pure resistance, the characteristic value is denoted by R suffix 0 instead of Z suffix 0. It is of 50 ohms, measure of impedance in terms of ohms here. Now the SWR denoted by rho, it is a constant value, standing wave ratio, so it is also given value. So the two values are given, one is the characteristic resistance and another is the standing wave ratio rho here. Now this is the loaded condition. Now when such a transmission line is further mentioned to be shorted, on shorting the line we come to have a minima shift by 0.15 times lambda towards the load. So see here, these are the 2 points towards the generator. Suffix G is mentioned here, and these are the 2 points, the node we can say here, towards the load here. So towards the load, a minima shift is shown here. So at the shorting condition, we have initial wave, microwave shown like this here, but at the shorting here we have a shift by 0.15 lambda like this here. So this is the initial one and now it is shorted here. So a shift we have shown, this is the previous and this is the latter here. So this is the given detail 1, 2 and then this is the third detail here. Now we are asked to determine the load impedance. The ZL is to be determined. So let us take the help of the Smith chart and step by step we shall be finally finding the load impedance here. Now in the Smith chart, when we have the given transmission line shorted, the first minimum occurs towards the load, that it is nothing but at the 0 value here. So I can treat it to be the V minimum here. And as per the given problem statement, from the V minimum there it will be a shift of 0.15 lambda there. So now as the shift is by 0.15 lambda, we start at this particular point, that it is 0, and we go with the scale wavelength towards the load. We have to go for the value 0.15 times lambda. So after 0 we have this name, then 0.04, 0.05, 0.06, 0.07, 0.08, 0.09, 0.1, 0.11, 0.12, 0.13, 0.14 and 0.15. So towards the load we have this particular marking. So outside this Smith chart I will show such a difference of 0.15 times lambda shift. So this is up to this marking point here. So this is 0.15 lambda shift at shortening of the given transmission line here. So this is the point we have marked, and now this point can be further connected to the center of the Smith chart here. So here we connect the center like this. So this is the line joining a shift of 0.15 lambda that has been shown outside the Smith chart with the center of the Smith chart here. Now in the next step, as we get back to the problem statement, we have been provided the value of standing wave ratio rho is equal to 2 here. So the rho value can also be marked onto the central axis there. So here onto the right hand side, we get up to the 2.0 value here, and we draw a circle taking the center of Smith chart to be the center of this particular circle here. Now we know that for the one complete cycle here, we have the wavelength lambda by 2 to be completed over the Smith chart here. So for the next minima to come, we have to go for that much of cycle here. Now this is the circle with rho is equal to 2 value corresponding to this particular Smith chart here. Now the line that has joined the center of Smith chart with the shift of 0.15 lambda, and this standing wave ratio is equal to 2 has the intersection at this particular point here. So as we have onto the lower half of this Smith chart here, we take the intersection here, and as in the lower half we have the negative imaginary part corresponding to the capacitive inductance component here. So now on this Smith chart we have a circle having the standing wave ratio rho is equal to 2 and a line joining the center of the Smith chart to a shift of 0.15 times lambda with shorting of the transmission line here. So this intersection point that we have marked, now we have to write in terms of the normalized impedance here. Now this particular line joins to the center here, so this is nothing but the 1 as the value we have corresponding to the real part, whereas the imaginary part can be marked on this particular axis here. So on this particular axis, if you come to see with the constant reactance circle, we come to have the value of 0.7 here. Now this is the point on the unity circle, we can say this is the intersection point, and we have 0.7. So the combined representation for the normalized case, we can go for ZL is equal to, we have 1 minus J times 0.70. Now we have been provided the value of the characteristic impedance. The value of the characteristic impedance here, it is denoted by capital R suffix 0 and it is equal to 50 ohms. So we shall be using this particular value and will be writing the generalized form of the load impedance here. So therefore in general we write capital Z suffix L is equal to, in the bracket, 1 minus J times 0.70, the bracket is completed and it is multiplied with the value of 50, the characteristic impedance. So by the next step we find the multiplication and determine the load impedance is equal to 50, the real part, minus J times, here we have 0.70 into 50, this is nothing but 35. So as this is the load impedance, impedance is always measured in terms of ohms, here we outline the value of the load impedance. So this was our problem statement, and now with the help of the Smith chart we are successful to determine the value of load impedance when the characteristic impedance, the standing wave ratio along with a minima shift for the shortening of the transmission line are provided to us. I hope the problem is very straightforward and got your things related to the Smith chart cleared by practice of this problem. By the next lecture we shall continue with the same chapter, that it is microwave transmission line, and the topic it will be the single stub matching there. So for more information like this you can subscribe to Ekeeda channel. Thank you.